So a few years ago I used to do a lot of listings on eBay and used to move quite a lot of stuff that I didn't have any use for. But recently I've been occupied with other things. I've got to go back and start selling some stuff. And as with a lot of things, when you haven't done them for a while, everything's changed. Not the least of which is the site I'm now on is in Spain, so it's in Spanish, but it all looks the same in whatever language, wherever you are. So I've got this Ubiquity access point which I need to sell on, and I've taken some photos of it on my phone and uploaded those to my Google Drive, and I've got them in the listing here. But I was always a fan of not using this interface for creating a description. It doesn't have a very good selection of fonts, so I always preferred to edit my descriptions in HTML using, of all things, Front Page. Yes, back in the day, but it's still a very good single page WYSIWYG type editor, so there's no reason not to use it. But what has also changed is that recently eBay have stopped the ability to use what they call active content, which is basically anything sort of Java based or embedded items like videos and such like, and you can read all this good stuff. So it's relatively recently, in June 17, and predominantly the reasoning behind this is that now many people are using mobile devices for purchasing on eBay, and these active content elements do not play well in that environment. So we've got to think of different ways to do things. Now, simply all I want to do is, in my listing here, is to not only have the photos up here that eBay host, but also have them displayed, or have at least one displayed in my description. And it's just something that I like to do. So how are we going to achieve this? Well, going back to Front Page, you can see that I've written out the description, and I've just put a bunch of X's here. This is where I want to put the photo. The method that I used to use ended up, I think, using iframes, and they're now forbidden active content, so I found a different way to do it. So here's just the rest of the description, and we shan't concern ourselves too much with that. So how am I going to get the picture into the description? Well, if I go now to my Google Drive, you can see the pictures that I've got here, and the one that I want in the description is this guy here, showing the full kit. And what I need to do is to get a link to it. Now we can right click on here, get a shareable link. So now we have this link, but we can't embed that directly into our HTML code. It's just not going to fly. But the trick is, if we open a new tab and paste that content in there, we can now see the photo that we want to appear in the description. The trick now is that if we right mouse click on the picture and inspect the element, now depending on your browser, that might be under developer tools or something else, but it effectively enables you to see the source code for this HTML page, and here is the HTML code that is displaying the picture. So if we right mouse click in there and copy the element, and go now to our Front Page software, our HTML editor. There are many other WYSIWYG editors out there on the market, but this is what I know and love. So if we go into the coding section, here we can see the range of X's, which is where I want my photo to appear. So if I click in that box and just delete those X's and then paste the code that I just copied from the site into here. It should give us the result that we need. So now if I first of all save that and then select it all and copy it, we can now go back to our eBay editor, and we have this now in the HTML. So we click in the box there and paste the contents. Right, so here we can see the code that it's inserted, and here's our image source here. So if we go back now to our standard editor, we can see that the photo appears in the description. So we have our text at the top, our photo, and then the rest of the description as needed. So what I'm going to do now is just to do a preview, so we can preview what the description will look like. So here we go, and here we can see our nice description with the photo and the rest. So we are good to go. So having reviewed all the settings, all that remains to do is to put it online. Bien hecho! So well done, it says. Let's have a look at the finished result. So we've got the normal photos there for eBay, and there's our lovely example and our full description. So I'm very pleased with the way that that's turned out, and I hope you'll find it useful.